This is Susan Hopper, and this is episode 5 of Susan's Daily Encouragement. And we've been covering over the information that I got from reading this book, John Maxwell's How Successful People Think. And I have to say that actually after reading this book, I realized that, you know what, I really didn't know how to think. And if I had been exposed to it before, it didn't sink in. I didn't have a clue. And so every single part that I go through this is something very new to me. And I'm going to be eternally grateful to John Maxwell for writing this out and putting this in. Because I can learn if somebody can just teach me. And so thank you, John. I appreciate that. So today, continuing our study on how to become a good thinker, I learned that there's 11 skills that we're going to have to master. 11 skills that entails. And it's not just one piece or part of it. There may be some of these that you're already doing and that you're good at. Some of them you're not. It's all of it pulling together that makes you a good thinker. So I'm going to just kind of give you the list form first, and then we're going to tackle the first one a little bit, okay? So the 11 skills are seeing the wisdom of big picture thinking, unleashing the potential of focus thinking, discovering the joy of creative thinking, recognizing the importance of realistic thinking, feeling the energy of possibility thinking, embracing the lessons of reflective thinking, questioning the acceptance of popular thinking, encouraging the participation of shared thinking, and experiencing the satisfaction of unselfish thinking. And number 11 is enjoying the return of bottom line thinking. I know, it's okay. And there's a lot to this, but we're on a journey. This is not something that is going to be able for us to get in an hour. This is stuff that we're going to have to decide, make a decision. I had to make a decision, and that I'm going to apply myself to this and learn it. And you can too. So, you got one day at a time. You got to make a decision that you're going to start doing something different so you can have a different outcome. So, don't cry over the fact that maybe you're in your 50s like I am and you haven't learned this yet. That's just too depressing. So don't go there, okay? But we're going to go forward now. So today I want to talk about big picture thinking. You know, big picture thinking kind of boils down to 4 basic things. Is you got to be learning continually. And for those of us who always just kind of lived in the status quo, just kind of floating, even this is a big challenge. But we need to get into us, not to ever be satisfied with knowing what we know, that we're okay with just that level we are. Let's be hungry. Let's be looking for new places to go visit, new books to read, new people to meet, and new skills to learn. Okay? Become a lifelong learner. Okay? Now, the next thing is for us to start learning to listen intentionally. Having been in parts of lots of conversations, most of us don't listen. We're all so eager can't wait to say our next idea of what we think. We hear one little bit of what somebody said and we tune out the rest. I can't wait to pounce on them. But we have to become listeners. Because you're not going to be able to... You only know as much as you know. If you don't sit down and shut up sometime, how else are you going to learn anything new? How are you going to broaden your knowledge, your experience, if you don't learn to start listening. You know, especially from somebody who's got an expertise that you don't know. Be willing to sit and learn. You can learn something new from everybody. Okay? And get in the habit of asking them questions. Ask them questions. You're seeking for understanding and thinking. Okay? All right, third thing is start looking beyond yourself. Looking expansively, I guess is a good way, could be a good way to describe it. The world is more than you, than just around you, your circumstances. The world is more. So get used to looking outside of yourself and outside of what you know and what you're comfortable with. That's a lot of what the big picture is. That's part of the whole big picture. If you're only looking in the frame, you've got some limits. Big picture helps us to get outside of the frame that we're in, and it's going to give us more options. Okay? And then the fourth part of being in the big picture thinking is to live completely. Come from somebody who existed. I was so concerned with just survival that I can tell you I have not lived fully. I may have 50 years plus on the planet, but have they been good years? Have they been something that I felt was worth the time? Honestly, I can say no. And I'm not living that way anymore. So the truth is, you only can have one life to live. Okay? You can spend your life however you want to, but you can only spend it once. So live completely. Live full out. Go for as much as you can do. Let's see how far you can go. Let's see how much thinking power you really have in you, and see how far you can take it and leave this world a better place because you were here. Okay? So most of us can realize we don't have too much difficulty saying, yeah, we need a big picture. We need to be thinking about something bigger than our own. But some of you may, after me just listening off just a little bit of this, might go, okay, why do I want to go through that effort? Why do I want to put in the work? What's in it for me? I did that too. And I'm on challenge. I challenge myself to stop thinking so much all the time and evaluating everything in my life according to what's in it for me. That's very shallow. And I need to be looking more at what I can learn from every experience and what I have to contribute to those around me and to life and to the people around, making this place, this planet better. So, but let me just go over just 6 benefits that'll be worth it for you to put in this extra work. Okay? Let's just give you 6. All right. 1, it's going to allow you to lead. Leading is something that you learn. There's a few of us that may have a little bit of a natural tendency to be able to do it, but leading is a learned behavior for everybody. So, and if you are leading, that's great. It's going to make you a better leader. Because for you to be able to lead, you're going to have to know and be able to make important decisions. You have to do a lot of things that you have to get settled and figured out beforehand, before you give it to your team, before you give it to your employees, before you take it and share it with your husband, your spouse. Leaders have to be able to do many things before they can give it to you. They have to be able to do some of this stuff. It's going to be able to see the vision. You're going to have see a vision. If you don't have one, you're not going to be able to lead where they don't know where you're going. But once you have one, then you're going to be able, this will allow you then to seize up the situation, and you'll be able to take into account the variables, what's out there, what about this, what about that. We got to take all that stuff into consideration, and you're going to be able to sit there and learn. You discern the possibilities, and as well as the problems that are connected with the course of action that's in front of you. This is going to build your foundation for your vision. Once you have that, okay, you can then sketch out your vision. You're going to be able to sketch out the picture of where you're trying to go. With that sketch, when you sketch it out, it's going to include the challenges and obstacles. People need to know what you are dealing with, what they're going to be dealing with. Your job as a leader is not just to make them feel good about themselves or to feel good about a particular decision. Your job is for them to be good, to help them to become more, to be able to accomplish their dream. Their dream, and show them how the dream is in part of the vision can be fulfilled. So once you've got the vision and you're accurately able to describe it to somebody, that's going to allow you as a leader then to show the future and how it connects. How it connects with where we're at now, how it connects with the past, so that the journey will make sense, so they can understand the steps that we're going to take to get there. Okay? So, you've got the fact that it's going to help you be a leader. Okay? You're going to be able to seize that, get the idea of what's going on, see the vision, be able to make it clear and plain before them, sketch it out. They're going to now be able to take it and have something that they know the steps, so they know where we're going. Once you've got that in place, that will allow you to be able to seize the moment when the time comes, when the time's right. Because actually, guys, knowing the timing, know when to do something is just as important as what to do, as what you're doing. I've been in a couple of things where I saw something and I could see the potential, but I didn't take the time to think it all through and connect all the dots, and I jumped on it anyway, and it was the wrong timing. And the wrong timing, it doesn't work either, because you end up, you're early or you're late. So, you definitely need to do that. Winston Churchill put it this way. He said, there comes a special moment in everyone's life, a moment for which that person was born. When he seizes it, it's his finest hour. It's just going to put you in a position to do that. Okay, so first thing is, reason to do this extra work. It's going to make you a leader. It's going to make you a good leader too. 2, big picture thinking is going to keep you on target. There's a lot of distractions everywhere. We have the shortest attention span I think that man's ever been faced with, especially, if it isn't solved within a 30-minute episode on TV, we get bored and move on. So you need to keep your focus. You're going to have to do this, because the right things, you could be doing the right things, but you need to have the big picture to know what direction they're going. Alvin Toffler said it this way. He says, you've got to think about big things while you're doing small things, so that all the small things go in the right direction. Otherwise, you don't want to be putting a lot of effort and energy into something and then realize that, okay, that didn't count for anything, and you're not going to get where you just took some time off of your goal is. So, that's all right. Going to become a better leader. Yep. You're going to be at number 2. It's going to be able to keep you on target. You'll be able to get there because you're going to keep your focus. Okay. Third benefit. Third reason why is be good for you to practice and develop this big picture thinking. It's going to allow you to be able to see what others see. And I'll tell you this, from having been a business owner for 16 years and having employees, and been an employee for all those years, and having been, marriage or whatever, one of the most important skills that you can develop in human relationships, anywhere, is your ability to see things from the other people's point of view. Everything. This is something that's going to affect every area of your life. Okay, this is going to be from you working with clients, satisfying customers, maintaining a marriage, rearing children, working with the less fortunate. You need to be able to touch in that spot. All human interaction is going to be enhanced. It makes it different. You're not going to get connection if you're not able to be able to see things from the other person's shoes. So you need to be able to see what other people see. Okay? And it will take you a lot farther getting out of yourself. Okay? Fourth benefit is it's going to promote teamwork. You being able to get the teamwork, get the vision, and be able to think things through, get the big picture, and get that big picture clear enough that you can write it out. All right? It's going to promote teamwork. Anytime a person doesn't know how what he's doing affects the team as a whole, what the other teammates doing, the team's going to suffer. You have to have that connection to where they know what they're doing and how, even though people are doing something different, how it impacts and feeds the whole. Okay? So, the better grasp that your team members have of the big picture, okay, the greater the potential is for the work to get done together. Okay? Fifth benefit is this is going to keep you sane while you do the mundane. Let's face it, there's a lot of parts to life that are just downright boring. It's rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. You're going to have to do things over and over. You're developing the discipline of it. Not everything is the super exciting, wonderful, joyful things. Sometimes it's just the routine. And you need to have the big picture to help keep you moving through that and not get stuck there. All right? Everybody has got to have that. If you can keep the big picture in mind, it's going to allow you to have the freedom to not let the daily grind stop you. Okay? Right? And then the sixth reason, okay, remember, first off, let's read them again. You're going to be a leader. It'll make you to be able to be a leader. 2, it's going to keep you focused. 3, you can allow you to see things from other people's view, other people's shoes. It's going to build that teamwork. It's going to build the team that works together. The fifth one is it helps keeps you moving through the time of the mundane, of the daily activities. Okay? And then the sixth thing, the sixth benefit that you're going to get from doing this is it's going to help you to chart uncharted territory. You guys have ever heard the expression, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it? Yeah. I could have coined that phrase. I used it a lot. And I have to agree with Mr. Maxwell here. The fact that was coined from people who didn't understand the big picture. They weren't seeing. They were having trouble seeing a big picture. Because every single thing in life was an idea in somebody's head that they took and thought it out and was able to take it and put it down on paper for it to then happen. Every bridge, it was in somebody's mind long before it actually got built and we actually crossed it. There isn't anything that didn't happen. The Wright brothers, they saw themselves flying before they ever got there. They saw it in their mind. They saw it first. So if you're going to go somewhere you haven't been before or move into uncharted territory, you're going to have a big picture of something that you've sit down and expanded out so that you can get there. Nobody builds anything. Maybe some crafters, some small things, but they have an idea in their head. They may not take the time to write it out, but there's not any builder or architect that's going to build a building that doesn't draw it all out and have blueprints, have it written out for every single piece of it as to how it's supposed to go together. Constructions for skyscrapers, even furniture, chairs, podium, microphones. It was somebody had to think it through first and write it out for it to then be here. So our life is the same way. I'm not going to get a new life, a new successful, prosperous life without first taking the time to put the work in to get that picture clear, and neither will you. So I encourage you that you can do this too. And if you happen to be somebody that some of this stuff is kind of hitting home, you didn't think some of this stuff either, it's all right. I want to encourage you. It's never too late to start. Never too late to start. Go out on my website, SusanKHopper.com. Go on the contact me and put in your email there and contact me if you want to get more help on how you can become a better thinker and how I can help you walk through the journey. Okay? Bye for now. I'll see you tomorrow.